Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. I'm in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. Today is finally the day, guys. Yes, today I get to plant my garlic right over here in my backyard raised bed garden, guys. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know when it comes to different garlic varieties, as well as I'll give you very easy yet proven step-by-step instructions on how to correctly plant garlic in the fall to get maximal harvest yield come next summer, guys. And also in today's video, my little helpers are going to join me to help me clear out some of my raised garden beds from our spring and summer warm weather loving crops. So you will see some special guests join me today in this video, guys. So for those of you looking for that online garden channel that offers tips, tricks, easy yet proven gardening advice to take your home gardens to that next level, don't go anywhere, guys. Stick around with me today. Start with going below this video and clicking the subscribe button. And if you're enjoying the content of my videos, if you find my videos to be useful, helpful, informative in any way, don't forget to click the bell icon as well. YouTube will notify you every single time I'll upload a new gardening video. Now come with me. Let's plant some garlic. Here you go, guys. We are in my backyard raised bed garden with my little helpers over here. I have my two daughters, Julia and Natalie, here, and one of my doggies, that is Truffles. They are helping me pick whatever is left of our summer warm season crops. Is that a little pepper you're showing, Mommy?
Yeah, baby.
Good job, guys. Let's take a look here. We are still able to harvest the last of our peppers. We have some poblanos over here, some jalapenos, some tomatoes. We got a bunch of butternut squash over here. We're getting ready to pick my gourds over here. But either way, the temperatures have been drastically cooling down, and I need to start prepping my raised garden beds so I can plant some garlic here. But my helpers are working hard this morning, helping me pick whatever's left, and then I'm going to start amending the soil and getting these beds ready for garlic planting. Good job, girls. Keep going, Julia. Put that in a bowl, sweetie. Good girl. Quite a few more veggies left over here. We have a bunch of peppers over here that still need to be harvested. These plants did a great job this summer, but it's time to part with them as, again, guys, they're warm weather loving crops and they're done for us for this year. Good job. Truffles, what are you doing in there, Mama? Let's see here. Are you playing peekaboo in my peppers?
Yeah.
What are you doing there, sweetie? You always like to sit in my garden beds when I garden, Truffles. I had one more little helper join us over here, my Mila. And right now we're going to pick some summer squash, some gourds over here. Natalie's just using some pruning shears, trying to cut some gourds. Oh, there you go. Let's see. Show it to us, Nat. Whoa. Doesn't that look great, guys?
Yeah.
Now we have to be very delicate not to bruise it. How many pumpkins, how many gourds have you guys picked so far?
One,
2,
3, 4, 5.
There's more of them to pick. Hi, Truffsy, you're back. You're smelling our gourds, sniffing them?
Yeah.
Let's keep picking the gourds, guys. There's a few left over there, and then we can clean up the foliage the leaves, get rid of them. One very important aspect to know when it comes to planting and growing garlic is knowing when is the correct timing to plant our garlic. Ideally, garlic should be planted around 1st to 2nd week of October, when the soil temperature is still roughly around 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. Here in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A, we harvest our garlic sometime around 4th of July holiday, so in the summer. And actually, garlic is such an easy vegetable to grow. You plant it sometime early fall, second week of October, I would say. You forget about it the entire fall season, the entire winter season, and even the entire spring season, until it is finally time to fertilize and then time to harvest our garlic. Again, here we harvest our garlic sometime around 4th of July holiday weekend. Before I get into step-by-step planting instructions for garlic, I briefly want to talk about garlic in general, guys, about the varieties of garlic that you can plant. So technically, garlic is divided into 2 varieties: the Softneck garlic varieties and the Hardneck garlic varieties. And these 2 varieties do differ quite a lot. So before you're growing garlic in your own home, you definitely need to know the difference between Softneck and Hardneck garlic varieties, so you can make the best decision as to what type of garlic will grow best in your home garden and which garlic you're interested in growing. Because if you know exactly what type of garlic, what variety of garlic you're growing, this way you will have maximal growing success and maximal harvest yield. I, in the past, have actually grown both varieties with great success, guys. Every year I like to experiment and try growing new garlic varieties that I haven't grown previous years. And I want to share with you exactly what garlic I will be growing this year in my home garden. So the term neck in the name refers to the stalk that actually grows upward from the garlic bulb. So Hardneck garlic varieties actually have a stalk that grows in the center of the bulb and that actually turns stiff, hard, and rigid at the time of maturity. Softneck garlic varieties have leaves versus that central stalk that I was just talking about. And at the time of maturity, the leaves remain nice and soft and flexible. Another very interesting fact about garlic that I wanted to share with you guys today is that majority of the garlic that you see and find in supermarkets here in the US happens to be Softneck garlic. So why is majority of the garlic that is sold in supermarkets happens to be Softneck garlic? Softneck garlic has very mild flavor compared to Hardneck garlic. And Softneck garlic varieties just happens to store much, much better and longer versus the Hardneck garlic variety. And now I just wanted to quickly show you all of the garlic that I chose to plant and grow my home garden this year. So this is the Montana Giant, which actually came with 3 full garlic heads. And Montana Giant happens to be a Hardneck garlic variety. Here I have the garlic Hardneck, which is also a hardneck garlic variety. Next is the Cuban purple, which is also a hardneck garlic variety. Here we have the garlic elephant, and I pulled out one of the garlic cloves to show you how huge, almost ginormous, each of these cloves is. Take a look at this. It's almost as big as the entire garlic head of some other garlic varieties. Followed by garlic Italian loicono, which is actually a soft neck garlic variety. Next is German red, which is another hard neck garlic variety. Next is Montana giant, guys, which I had over here, which I showed you. And over here we have the garlic purple glazer, which is yet another hardneck garlic variety. More facts about hardneck garlic variety that I wanted to share with you guys today. So hardneck garlic varieties do peel much better and much easier than your softneck garlic varieties. So as our hardneck garlic grows, it forms a scape or a flower stalk in the middle, which should be removed right away to send the energy back into the bulb below the soil surface. And also, hardneck garlic is more cold hardy versus your softneck garlic. So hardneck garlic varieties are more suitable for colder northern regions. Softneck garlic varieties are suited to be grown in zones 7 through 10, so the warmer growing zones. However, when it gets down to zone 7, softneck garlic varieties could not do so well, not as well as hardneck garlic varieties. Why? Because that also has a lot to do with the day length, guys. Another very interesting fact to note is that most softneck garlic, which is here is an example, it's usually all white in coloring. You could see how nice and white this entire bulb is, and this is a softneck garlic variety versus the hard neck garlic varieties, which most likely, majority of the time, will have pink and purple hues to them. And you can see all of the pink and the purple hues on this hardneck garlic variety. So now, guys, if you have decided to plant and grow garlic in your own home, don't just expect to go to a supermarket or a market and purchase a head of garlic, come home and plant it. The garlic that's sold in supermarkets most of the time has been treated, so it's never going to sprout and it's never going to grow. The garlic that's intended for planting and growing is specifically sold in garden centers and plant nurseries. This garlic that's sold for the purpose of planting and growing is not pre-treated. Hence, when planted, it will start to sprout, form a root system, and grow. So when you're planting garlic, you have to make sure that the garlic that you're planting is fresh, meaning it's from this year. You can't plant garlic cloves that say you purchased last year and been storing in your cellar or garage. This is very, very important rule, guys, when it comes to planting and growing garlic. To have maximal growing success, the garlic cloves that you're planting must be in top condition, meaning they're new and they're fresh. One more very important thing to note about garlic is that when it's sold at a garden center or a nursery, it is always sold in the form of a single solid garlic head. And that is done for a reason, guys. And you must keep it in this condition, in this shape. And you must never, ever divide this into cloves until you are absolutely ready to place them into the ground in your home garden. To maintain top shape, top quality, the garlic must be kept in this intact, whole head condition. And you must only start dividing it into single individual cloves at the time of planting. Softneck garlic varieties are great for braiding because of their soft and flexible leaves. Also, softneck garlic varieties do have more cloves in their head. However, the cloves happen to be smaller than the cloves of hardneck garlic varieties. Hardneck garlic varieties have a storage life of about 2 to 4 months versus the softnecks that have a storage life of about 6 to 8 months, so almost double. Let's say you're not sure what variety of garlic you got. Say somebody gifted you a bag for gardening purposes and you're just not sure. So how else can we tell if we have a softneck versus a hardneck garlic variety? Other than the color pigmentation that I mentioned earlier in today's video. Another very easy way to tell is if and when you're peeling your hardneck garlic. Once you start removing the cloves, you're going to see this central stalk, which is very rigid and hard. It's going to go throughout the entire center, all the way down to the root of your garlic head. So when you see this stiff, rigid stalk going throughout the entire middle section of your garlic head, you know that you have a hard neck garlic variety. When you are dividing your garlic head into individual garlic cloves, you have to be very careful when you're peeling this outer protective skin on your garlic head, as this skin has to remain intact on each of your individual garlic cloves. If you damage or remove this protective skin from the garlic clove, there's a high chance that once you place this clove into the soil with the damaged skin, there's a high chance that this clove, instead of sprouting a root system, sprouting some green growth, it will start to rot. So be very, very careful as you are peeling each of your garlic heads into individual cloves. So now many of you, my fellow gardeners who maybe are not so familiar with growing garlic in your own home garden, you might be wondering, why should you separate the garlic head into individual garlic cloves before planting? To answer that question, it's actually very, very simple, as each of these individual cloves, when planted, will grow and become a full, solid garlic head. So if you plant 1 clove, you'll get 1 garlic head. You plant 10 cloves, you'll get 10 garlic heads. Isn't that amazing, guys? What else am I going to be using today to plant my garlic over here in my 4x4 raised garden beds? So I'm going to be using the Spom Organic Biotone Starter Fertilizer, as well as the Spom Organic Land and Sea Gourmet Compost. And also I have this very handy dibber tool that I'm going to be using to help me make the appropriate sized holes to plant my garlic in. And now we're going to talk about the appropriate and the correct depth and distance when it comes to planting our garlic cloves. So now, guys, before we make any holes for planting, we must always first separate our garlic heads into individual garlic cloves. So for those of you guys who maybe never grew garlic in the past, garlic is never planted like so, as a solid whole head. Garlic head must always be separated into individual garlic cloves prior to placing them in the ground. Now, again, for those of you guys who maybe never planted or grew garlic in the past, so how do you know where is the top and where is the bottom of our garlic clove? So over here is the bottom of the clove, the more rounder side. This is where the root system will be. So this, the pointy side, is the top portion of our garlic clove. Here is another example. When you see this pointy little tip, you know that that's the top of the garlic clove. And when you see this more smooth, more rounder, this is the bottom. So the clove must be placed this way down into the soil. When planting our garlic, we always have to make sure that the holes that we make to place our cloves into must be 3 inches deep. Again, if you don't have such a tool like dipper, you can use a hand shovel. You can use a regular shovel, whatever you guys have. This is just an easy tool to help you make holes. So 3 inches deep and 4 to 6 inches of spacing between each of the holes. So the more spacing you will allow, the larger your garlic heads will grow. So the minimal rule is 4 inches between the holes. So say here was our first one. So 4 inches would be the next hole. If you have more room to spare and you want your cloves to get larger, give them 6 inches of spacing between each hole. So I'm going to make all of my rows first. I'm going to go across my 4x4 raised garden bed. Again, remember guys, the spacing between each holes should be at least 4 inches. If you want your cloves to get larger, your heads to be large, allow up to 6 inches of spacing between your holes. The depth of the hole should not be less than 3 inches. So I'm going to make my holes first, prior to amending them with Biotone starter fertilizer. Then I will be placing my individual garlic cloves into the amended hole. Like so, guys. And this is a very handy tool, I must say. In fact, I got this tool this spring at my local Target store, and I'm actually very glad that I did. Like so, guys. Super easy to do, actually, guys. Like so. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a diligent amount of our Spom Organic Biotone starter fertilizer, and I'm going to sprinkle some in each of the holes that I just created. Like so, guys. Not too much, decent amount, a little bit, sprinkle it in there. This will allow for the best head start for our garlic. Now, once you have amended your hole, you separate your entire garlic head slowly, delicately, guys, like so, into individual garlic cloves. Make sure you do not remove or damage this thin protective layering on each of your cloves, as then your garlic cloves might rot in the soil instead of growing. So then we take one of our cloves, again, pointy side up, flat side is the bottom, and we place it into our hole like so. And we keep doing that with each and every one of our cloves. Like so, guys. Place your cloves into each of the holes. It's time to cover up our holes with either our tool or even our hand, like so. And what do I do after I bury the holes? What I do is I thoroughly amend the top of my soil with a good 2 to 3 inch layer of compost. That is very, very important step, guys. Do not skip this step if you want to have maximal growing success when it comes to garlic, like this. Perfect. Garlic is super easy to grow. You plant it and then you forget about it because you never see any growth until the next spring season. All of the magic is happening below the soil surface. Just because you don't see any green growth push through does not mean that your garlic is not growing. 99% of the time, you don't see any green growth until the following spring season. However, if you see your garlic come up sometime late fall, maybe even during the winter months, say you're having warmer winter this year and you start to see some new green growth come up above the soil level, it's okay, guys. Garlic is very, very cold hardy. And that green growth that you might see come up above the soil level, even if it's a little too early for it, will be absolutely fine. The green tips of our garlic that might come up above the soil level will not get hurt by the snow. The growing process when it comes to garlic is very, very slow, guys. As I previously mentioned, all of the magic happens below the soil surface. The garlic will just pick up where it left off and will start growing vigorously in the spring. The only way that our garlic can get harmed or damaged during the fall, winter, and spring months is if it sits in a pool of water, which is why it's so important to pick a spot with very good to excellent drainage when it comes to planting and growing garlic. If you allow your garlic to sit in a badly draining soil, your garlic will start to rot beneath the soil surface. So make sure your soil is nice and loose and well draining. Here you go, guys. I am done planting my first 4x4 raised garden bed. I was able to plant 2 different garlic varieties this time in this garlic bed with the appropriate spacing. The first is the Italian Loicono. I apologize if I mispronounced that. And the second one is the garlic Hardneck. I covered the entire raised bed with 3 inches of land and sea compost. You could see over here. And now, guys, one more very important tip when it comes to growing garlic. If you know that there is no rain anticipated where you live for quite a few days, you must continue watering your raised beds in which you grow your garlic. If you don't provide your garlic cloves with that necessary needed water supply, your garlic cloves will not grow. So remember, you must still water your garlic unless you know that Mother Nature is going to help you out in that aspect. This is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. In today's video, we spoke about planting and growing garlic. I, in great depth and detail, explained the 2 different garlic varieties. We spoke about Softneck versus Hardneck garlic varieties and how to distinguish between the 2. I also shared some easy yet proven tips on how and when to plant garlic in the fall to get maximal harvest yield come next summer season. For those of you who enjoyed the content of today's video, if you found today's video about garlic planting to be useful, informative, helpful in any way, show me that support by clicking thumbs up below. Leave your comments in the comment section below as well, guys. I read every single one of your comments and I personally respond to each and every single one of you. Let me know, do you grow garlic in your home garden? If so, which variety do you prefer to grow? The Softneck or the Hardneck garlic varieties. For those of you who haven't yet subscribed to my gardening channel, Gardening Cold Spring Harbor, what are you waiting for, guys? Super easy for you to do, yet super pleasing and rewarding to me, knowing that you guys enjoy watching my videos and that you find the content of my videos to be interesting, helpful, informative. Click the bell icon as well if you want YouTube to notify you every time I'll upload a new gardening video. Be healthy, happy, be well, each and every single one of you. And happy gardening, guys, and I'll see you again in my new upcoming gardening videos. Bye, guys.